The desert is silent. For centuries, it has watched empires rise and fall, untouched, unmoved. Endless sand, burning sun, and empty horizons shaped life to survive, not to grow. The sea, vast and powerful, has always marked the edge of the land, full of beauty but also danger. The mountains, high and harsh, stood as barriers, not destinations. And yet today, Saudi Arabia is doing something that seems almost impossible. It is building entire cities in the desert, on the sea, and high in the mountains. This is not a simple construction story. This is a story about survival, ambition, and a nation rethinking how humans live with nature. At first glance, the question feels simple. Why build cities in places that appear extreme, empty, or difficult? Why not stay where life is already comfortable? The answer lies deep in Saudi Arabia's geography, climate, population growth, and long-term vision. This decision is not about showing power or creating spectacle. It is about control, balance, and preparing for a future where old systems may no longer work. Saudi Arabia is a land of extremes. Much of the country is desert, with intense heat, limited water, and vast open space. Traditionally, cities developed around water sources, trade routes, and later, oil infrastructure. Over time, major urban centers became crowded, stressed, and dependent on systems designed decades ago. Population growth increased pressure on housing, transportation, energy, and water. Climate challenges became more visible. Heat waves grew stronger. Resources required smarter management. The question was no longer how to expand cities, but where and how to build the next generation of human settlements. This shift did not happen overnight. It emerged from a realization that the future cannot rely on the past. Oil alone cannot define urban life forever. Land near existing cities is limited. Expanding outward without planning creates congestion, pollution, and inequality. Saudi Arabia began to look at its greatest challenge as its greatest opportunity. The desert offered space. The sea offered cooling and trade. The mountains offered elevation and climate balance. Instead of fighting nature, the idea became to design cities that work with it. Building cities in the desert is the most radical yet logical step. The desert covers most of the land, offering freedom from tight borders and existing infrastructure. In the desert, planners can start from zero. Roads, energy systems, water networks, and housing can be designed together instead of patched over time. Solar energy becomes an obvious advantage, turning intense sunlight into power. Urban layouts can be compact, reducing travel distance and energy use. Shaded walkways, smart cooling systems, and green zones make life possible where it once seemed unthinkable. Water, the desert's greatest weakness, becomes a challenge solved through technology. Desalination, recycling, and efficient usage are built into the city's core design. Instead of wasting water, these cities are designed to measure, reuse, and protect every drop. Food production shifts closer to the population through controlled environments and modern farming methods. The desert city becomes a closed, intelligent system rather than a fragile one. But the desert alone cannot carry the future. That is where the sea comes in. Saudi Arabia's long coastline offers access to water, trade, and natural cooling. Building cities along and on the sea reduces pressure on inland areas, while opening new economic and environmental possibilities. Coastal cities benefit from natural temperature moderation. Sea breezes reduce cooling demand. Water access supports industry, tourism, and daily life. Sea-based development is not about conquering the ocean. It is about respecting it. Designs focus on minimizing damage to marine life, using floating structures, controlled foundations, and strict environmental management. The sea cities aim to exist alongside coral reefs and marine ecosystems, not replace them. Transportation shifts to electric boats and clean systems. Ports become smarter, reducing pollution and improving efficiency. These cities connect land to global trade routes while remaining deeply tied to environmental responsibility. Then there are the mountains. Often overlooked, the highlands offer something rare in the region: cooler air. As temperatures rise globally, elevation becomes valuable. Mountain cities provide climate balance, natural beauty, and lifestyle diversity. Building in the mountains is complex, but it allows Saudi Arabia to spread its population across different climate zones. This reduces heat stress, energy demand, and urban overcrowding. Mountain cities are designed to blend into the landscape. Architecture follows natural slopes. Transportation relies on smart systems rather than heavy road networks. Nature becomes part of daily life, not something far away. Tourism grows without destroying the environment. Living in the mountains changes how people experience work, leisure, and community. It creates options, and options are critical for resilience. Together, desert, sea, and mountain cities form a single strategy. They are not separate experiments. They are connected solutions to one problem: how to build a sustainable future in a challenging environment. Each location answers a different need. The desert provides space and energy. The sea provides water and connection. The mountains provide climate balance and quality of life. These cities are also designed to change how people live. Daily life becomes closer, faster, and cleaner. Long commutes are reduced. Digital systems manage traffic, energy, and services. Healthcare and education are integrated into city planning from the start. Jobs move beyond traditional industries into technology, research, services, and creative fields. The city becomes a platform for opportunity rather than a place people struggle to survive. This transformation has deep social impact. New cities mean new communities. People are not just moving into buildings. They are stepping into a new way of living. Planning focuses on inclusion, accessibility, and safety. Public spaces encourage interaction. Cultural identity is preserved while embracing modern life. The goal is not to erase tradition, but to allow it to evolve naturally within a modern environment. Economically, these cities reduce risk. Relying on one resource or one urban center is dangerous in a changing world. By spreading development across different environments, Saudi Arabia strengthens its stability. Investment flows into multiple sectors. Innovation grows faster when cities are designed for it. Infrastructure built today is meant to last for generations, not decades. There are challenges, of course. Building in extreme environments is expensive. Technology must perform under harsh conditions. Environmental protection requires strict discipline. Success depends on careful execution, not just vision. But the choice to build is itself a response to risk. Standing still would be more dangerous than moving forward. The importance of this effort goes beyond architecture. It represents a shift in mindset. Instead of adapting humans to cities, cities are being adapted to humans and nature together. Instead of reacting to problems, Saudi Arabia is attempting to design solutions before crises appear. This proactive approach defines the project's true significance. Looking ahead, these cities are meant to grow intelligently. Expansion will be guided by data, not chaos. Systems will learn and improve over time. As technology evolves, cities can adapt without rebuilding from scratch. Future generations will inherit infrastructure designed for flexibility, not limitation. The long-term vision is clear. Saudi Arabia is not just building places to live, it is building resilience. In a world facing climate pressure, resource limits, and rapid population change, survival belongs to those who plan ahead. Desert, sea, and mountain cities are not symbols of luxury. They are tools for continuity. In the end, this story is not about concrete, steel, or glass. It is about a nation asking a difficult question and choosing a difficult answer. Instead of avoiding the desert, the sea, and the mountains, Saudi Arabia is embracing them. It is turning obstacles into foundations and uncertainty into structure. The land that once seemed empty now carries purpose. The sea that once marked an edge now becomes a center. The mountains that once divided now connect climate, life, and vision. This is how the future is built, not by waiting for change, but by shaping it.